Okay, now we are going to do our two more functionalities, edit and then delete. Our add is working, but we don't have edit and delete. We are going to do that. But before that, I again want to refactor some of the code. Uh, okay, so before I want to introduce another thing, another function we have, which is called the URL for. Same like we import this one. There is another very good function from Flask is the URL for. What this will do actually, if you notice right now we have the route method like add and index, and then we have the route URL. Whenever we actually we refer it with the URL right here, and then especially in our HTML forms, in our HTML like here we provide the links, actually the URL route URL. But this is actually not a good practice in a real application, because the thing is the routes can be changed. So if I change it to, let's say, add 2, so I have to change it to all of the HTML files. This is not good actually. So instead of referring it to the route URL, we can refer it to the method name. This one is more better than this one, because method names rarely change. We don't change the method names normally, but the routes can be changed. So it's better to refer it with the method name. So uh, in order to do this, we have to use the URL for. So how we can use it? Like, instead of redirect to this one, I can say redirect to URL for, and then I can provide the method name index. So now it will do redirect it to this method. Actually, it will fetch whatever the route here, and then redirect to it to that route. But the reference we pass it as the name of the method instead of this one. So same thing we can do into the Jinja template as well. I can copy this one, and then whatever place we have, like here in our base, we can just provide this thing like but here we have to use this URL for index, right? And then similarly for here we have to provide for add. Fine. And then same here, here we provided URL for add. Okay, that's fine. Now let's see. Actually, we don't see any changes here, because everything is fine. Is working, but now it's working with the URL for. And then, okay, another thing, yeah, I just want to add another just a back button here. Let's say href URL for index. Okay, I can say back. So this is just a link to go back to the main. So we just when you add, we have this back, and we can go back here. Okay, so this is one thing. Yeah, another feature I want to introduce is, if you notice in our in the main in this application, whenever we add something like in task, so when we add, we have a message here, task created successfully. So, and then if we delete it also, we have a message, task has been deleted. So now we are going to implement this in our application. So how we can do this? Actually, in the Flask we have a very handy package which is called the Flash. So we have the Flash. We can have a Flash messages. These messages are actually called the Flash messages. So we can import it from Flask Flash, and then get Flash messages. So the get Flash message, this one you can just consider it like a stack of messages. So we can insert messages in the stack, and then we can pull it and then display it. So how we can do this? Let's say once we insert some task, so I can call it the Flash method, flash, and then I can just pass any string and say task created successfully. Okay, and then now we insert a message here. Then in order to display it, because this message is going to be display on all the functionalities, edit, delete, everything, so I will do it into the base so that every HTML template will have it. So in the base template, what I can do is after this one I can just create a here before this block we can take another block of code which we call it with messages equals to get flash messages, and then we close and with, then we close this block also. Okay, so now what we are doing here is actually we just fetch all the messages which are in the stack of flash messages in messages, and then we will loop through it and display it. First we will check if messages, it means if something is there, because maybe there is no message there, but if there is a message, then message is there, then we will display it. So, and then I have to end it the block, and then okay, then inside here I'll say for message in messages, and I just end for okay. Then here I will take a div, and then inside the div I just play message, yeah, inside the display the message. So now let's see in our application, okay, like read a book, submit. You see this thing is added, and also we have flashed this message. If I go again, let's say now it's gone because the flash message is gone, it's just displayed once, then it's gone, so that's why we haven't displayed here. But whenever we have some action, so later on we will see edit and delete, so we will have the status displaying here. Okay, now our most of the functionality is there. We just need the edit and delete. For that we can actually just maybe copying this one, and then we can create. Okay, so let's create the edit first. So for edit we are going to create the template first. Actually for edit I can just copy this, and then it's one edit, and then rename it to edit.html, and inside here I'll say edit edit task. Okay, so but one thing before we do change this one, actually this one is also edit, but there is one thing we have to do. Let's work on the route first. For the route I will just again copy this and then create the edit route. The method should be edit, and the URL also will be edit. But there should be one thing, whenever we have to edit some things, we have to first fetch it from the database. Like if you see in the current application, let's say I want to edit this one. If I click the edit button, if you see the URL is actually edit, then this number is actually the ID of the task. Remember when we define the model, we actually have three fields: ID, title, and the date. So this is referring to this ID, which is the primary key, and it's auto generate in our database. So we actually pass the ID, and then from this ID, if you notice when I click the add, so this title is also fetched and put it into the text box. So when I click edit, so what we did, the backend code actually fetch the task by this ID and then populate the title here, so that we can change it. I can say by as only, and then I submit it. So we actually update the task on which ID is 1. Submit. See? And same to the delete. If I want to delete this, so you see the delete, we also pass the ID. And if you go this one, the ID is 3. So when I delete this, so that the task on that ID is actually deleted. And when I create, let's say just create one some task. Okay, so see the ID is 2 now. This one. So ID will be unique, but we are not going to manage it because we set it as a primary key, so the database layer is going to manage it. Okay, so for this, the idea of showing you this thing is we have to define our route in a different way. So here, what in our route, we have to do it edit, and then after that we have to pass the ID. How we can pass the ID is we have to create a tag int task ID. So what I did here is, actually we know that this ID is an integer ID, log1 integer type is the ID type is integer, as we know in the model also we define it as integer. So that's why we have to define the type of the parameter we are passing. So since it's integer, so I will use int here, and then the variable name, which is task ID. So with this we can actually able to fetch whatever the ID here in our code. Not in code, actually it will pass it into as a parameter here, task ID. So now we can access the task ID here. So now we have the task ID. So instead of creating this, okay, maybe I will not remove this now. So the first step what we have to do is we have to fetch the task. So I'll say task equals to star dot get, sorry, query dot get, and then we can pass the ID, task ID. So now it will get for the index, what we did is we get the all, right, query all, but now here we query get and then we pass the ID. So now we will only get the task which is on this ID, only single task. So once we get this one, then we have to again create a form, because we have to return the form as well, right, form with the title. So let's say we call it edit form. So actually we can reuse the same edit form class to create our edit form, because for edit we also need a text box and the button, like this text box and the button. So we reuse this one, but the variable name we change it so that we will know that actually it's a edit form. Okay, then we can say if the task, this thing I will remove first. Let's remove all. Okay, do it from fresh. Okay, I say if task, it means if the task exists, because it may be possible that the task will not exist. Like if let's say I change this thing, if I go to the main application, if I create edit, right, it's 1. If I put, let's say 12, so what this will happen, task not found. So database doesn't found any task on the ID 12. So we have to handle this way. So that's why we do it. If the task exists, then we do something, but else, in else I will code the else first. If the task doesn't exist, then we just flash a message, task not found, task not found. Don't worry about this error, we will fix it. I am just going to tell this how we are, and then we just redirect it to the main. Okay, if the task found, then what we are going to do is we will see that whether it's a submit, if the user submit, or it's haven't submit. So because if we submit, then we insert it, changes in the database, otherwise we just return the form. So we say if edit form dot validate on submit, or I will code the else first. Else we said else dot form dot title dot data is equals to task dot I will explain what this code is doing. Give me a second, and then I will redirect this one. I will just copy it, edit, and then we pass the edit form. Okay, so what I'm doing here is if the user submit, then we do something else. But if it's not submit, haven't submit, it's the get request and the form is actually populated. We want to populate the form, so uh, the form we created here, I just set the title of the form with the title of the task. Remember the task we have fetch here with the ID, and then render the template and pass the edit form here. But if the user submit, it means we have to modify the task. So we will say task dot title. We change the title of the task with the edit form dot title dot data. So we change the title what the user has submitted in the form, and then task dot date equals to date time dot UTC now. So now we also set the date. Now we will see DB. We can okay. Now this time we don't need to add the task into the session because it's already in the session, because we just now fetch it from the database. So the ORM already have it into the session. I mean the database layer, the SQL Alchemy already have it. So we don't need to edit. We just db dot session dot we can just commit the changes, because these changes we did, and then just commit the changes in the session from the session to the database. So this one will actually execute the update query, and then we can flash the message task updated successfully. Okay, and once it's updated, just redirect it to the home, our main. Just redirect it. So yeah, it's pretty much clear here. So what we did, we first fetch the task from the ID is passed, then we just create a instance of the form, and then we see if the task exists, and then we see if the user want to edit it or just want to display. So here we actually modify the task model and then commit the changes in the database, and then display the message and redirect it to the main. Else we just render the edit template so that user will have the form to modify the title, and the form title we actually set it with the task we fetch from the database. And if we don't find the task, then we just handle it here, say task not found, and then redirect it. Now let's see how it's working. This is the thing 5000, the one we are developing. Okay, I think the server is crashed again. I think we did something. Let's run the server again. Okay, the server is running. And then let's see. Okay, yeah, actually we haven't added the button here, like this one, edit and delete. We don't have this here right now. Just do this first. So in the index, yeah, here what we can do is we just create two href a href. This one is for the edit, and then another one I will create delete. Okay, so this one I can use the URL for, and the method we use edit. This one we don't have any method, so that's why I will not do this for now. We will do it later, the delete. Okay, so now yeah, another thing is, because URL for, we have a variable there for task, right? So we have to pass that variable as well from here. So how we can do it is we have to create the task ID equals to task ID. Okay, so because we are not using we are using the ID, right, in the method, so we have to pass the ID as well with the name. and the parameter. So here we pass the name of the method. Sorry, not here. Here we here we pass the name of the method and also set the parameter. Okay, now let's run it. Oh, task ID undefined. Oh, I think I did something wrong. Oh, sorry, this is not underscore, this should be dot, because yeah, we passed the task actually, not so the parameter name is task ID, but we said the value of task ID to task dot ID, the task we have it here now. Let's run again. We have it. So now we have this one. Let's try to edit the task one. We click here. Another error. Endpoint edit. Do you forget? Okay. It can't find. It can't find. We have the edit. What it's saying? Cannot build URL for. It means the URL fine is fine. Something problem in our route actually. The route. Task ID int. So it looks fine. Edit. ID. Task ID is fine here. And then we have a task ID here.